Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel eddieinreadingland. My name is Eddie and today I'm bringing you the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tag by our very own Kelly Bear. Okay guys, I think that we should get started because it is a very long tag and I want to get all of this through and I want to try and do my best not to ramble, but as in any case, I have my notes over here as I usually do. And the first thing that we are going to look at would be at number 5 tarots. And I decided that I was going to show you 5 tarots that I'm going to be using from Samhain all the way to Jewel. I think I'm going to stop using 2 decks per month. And I'm going to try and see if I'm able to use more decks celebrating the Wheel of the Year. I want to see if I'm able to do that and if I work well doing that. And I thought that the Witches Holidays was going to be the best bet for me to do that. So starting Samhain, I will be using 5 different tarot decks. I think that my collection is big enough now that I'm able to do that. And I'll continue on doing that so on until next year and see how I do with that. But I am going to cheat and I'm going to show you guys the Oracle deck that I will be using for Samhain and until Jewel, starting Samhain I should say. And that is Le Vampire by Jasmine Beckett Griffith and Lucy Cavendish. I really enjoy this deck and I've been wanting to use this deck more and more since I started showing it on the channel. It just reminded me of how well I work with this deck and how good it is and how much I really like it, and I really enjoy the art. I mean, look at this, come on, it's super cool. I like her artwork. The Le Vampire is a very unusual deck for me to like or to work with because I feel that it's very romantic, and being a romantic myself, I struggle sometimes to connect with decks that are very romantic. But this deck, even though it is a little romantic, it's more gothic, and it's a darker sort of romance, and I think I'm into that. And I also like the drama of the cards, and I also enjoy that there's Miss Havisham in the cards as well. She's one of my favorite characters in Charles Dickens' work, and I just appreciate very much that she's here. But as you can see, the imagery is very potent, it's very raw, it's very emotional. I love the expression on the characters' faces, especially these close-ups. I mean, look at this. I really enjoy this. So this will be, I mean, she reminds me so much of Poison Ivy. But yeah, so that will be the Oracle deck that I will be using for Samhain. I will do my monthly read with this Oracle as the general energy of the month. I think I will film that for you guys as well when I do it, so that you guys know how I practice and what how I read the cards when I'm doing a monthly read. But I guess now it's going to be a Samhain read that period of time. But yeah, so that is Le Vampire. And so for my first tarot that I'm going to be using, it'll be just see if I can get this closer a little because these cards are smaller than that. Okay, perfect. It'll be the Red Hand Tarot by Pixel Cult. And as you guys can see, I have already shuffled this deck, and I actually already chose my Strength and Justice card that I want in the deck. And because I decided not to add both of them. I don't know, even though I do like both depictions, I like to stick to one, and I like to stick to a 78 structure. Sometimes I don't, but usually I just stay with that. But yeah, I will be using the Red Hand Tarot. I have not used this tarot before, and so I'm going to try and use it for daily draws and hopefully see how the tarot does. It is a very Samhain sort of deck, and I actually filmed an unboxing of this and I was really excited for it. I really enjoyed the art. I like James's art very much. I love this Knight of Swords. And I love the color palette. Red, green, and white is just so good. It looks so good together. At least James does a really good job with the color combination. And actually, I noticed when I was watching the video for my unboxing that the tarot, you can barely see it. But we have some traces of thread throughout the cards. And it's very fascinating to me. So in this case, for the High Priestess, it would be over here in the banners. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. So, see, it's barely perceptible. But I thought that fascinating because James doesn't usually do something like that. Even though the art is very, very cohesive, and you know all of these creatures are part of the world, it does seem a little. It seems very different, and I really, really enjoy that. So very thankful for that. I think that you guys can see the thread over here in the hands in the guidebook. That's the common thread in the cards. Sorry, bad pun. But yes, so that's the Red Hand Tarot. I will be using that, and I will also be using the very, very, very beautiful Botan Tarot by A. Miyako M. I am really excited to use this deck. I am going to use this deck for the first time to read for someone, and I'm really excited because I haven't even done daily draws with these decks, but I will give it a go for a client reading, and I'm very excited about it. I really, really, really enjoy this tarot deck a lot. I mean, look at this devil card. Oh my god, it's just so sensual and very gripping and magnetic. I really, really enjoy this. I really, really like the art. I like that we have very, I want to say complex but that's not what I mean. More detailed work in the chords and the majors and less detailed work in the minors. They almost look pippish. It works so well with this tarot, and I really, really like that. I read through the guidebook already, and I am very confident that I am able to relate the meaning of the cards as I read tarot with what Addie intended for the cards. So let's see how it goes. I will have a full review of this deck once I'm finished using it for daily draws, and so that you guys know how I did and how the tarot does for daily draws, for client readings, and for other work that I may be using it for, starting in Samhain. But yes, this deck, as you guys can see, is super stunning. I really, really enjoy this deck. It's so good. I am very excited to start working with this. So yeah, there's the third deck and second tarot. Let's see, and here we go. Bye, really sexy devil. Okay, so the fourth deck that I will be using is the Black Tarot by Victoria Iva. I'm not really sure if YouTube is mostly aware of this deck or not, but I really, really enjoy this deck. It's very dark. It's, in my opinion, very philosophical. It's very expressionistic, and it's very abstract. And I really, 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 really enjoy that. This is one of those decks that really make me think about what the card is trying to tell me at that time, outside of the regular meanings of the tarot. And I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, look at this Two of Cups. Oh my god, isn't it just fascinating? This deck to me feels like a burst of dark energy, in an energy that actually expands and that is very easy to work with. Sometimes some of us have a harder time, a more difficult time working with darker decks, but I mean, this deck is just so good. And Look at this Queen of Cups. I have noticed that it could get very disturbing for some people because some of the characters are lacking facial expressions and other bodily parts. Some of the parts have been replaced by other sort of limbs from other animals. And I think that it may be a little jarring to some people to watch or to see in the tarot. But I mean, I really, really enjoy this. I mean, look at this King of Cups. It's just so amazing. I really, really enjoy decks that challenge me in my perception of the meanings of the cards, especially darker decks like this, where you're looking at it in more of an energy of a meaning than an object of a meaning. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. But I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, look at this Hangman. Oh God, I really, really like this. Really, really like this. Very evocative. That's another good word for this deck. So I will be using the Black Tarot by Victoria Iva. Okay, let's see. Let's put it here. I want to be careful with it so that I don't damage the box because I don't keep my decks in back. Not usually. I do keep some decks in backs, but I really like to keep the box if I'm able to do that. Okie dokie. So moving on for the last tarot deck that I will be using for starting Samhain, and that'll be the Star Spinner's Tarot by Trungles. This was a very popular deck by then. I remember watching videos on YouTube about it, and I am really excited to work with it again because this is a very queer deck, and a storytelling deck, and a fairy tale deck. And I really, really like that. I really enjoy that. Sorry, guys. This is one of the decks that are very comfortable for me to read. It's very Rider-Waite-Smith, so it's very usual, but even though it's very Rider-Waite-Smith, it's also done in a very I guess impressive would be a really good word for the tarot. It's in also very colorful way. As you guys can see, we have characters with blue skin and with blue hair, and we have other characters with white skin. So it's very, the use of color in this deck is stunning. It's beautiful. It's unusual, but it doesn't deviate too much from the Rider-Waite-Smith, and I really, really like that. It's very, again, like I said, it's very comfortable for me. I know this deck. I've worked with this deck before. So I'm just going to enjoy the time that I'm going to have. Look at this star card. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm going to enjoy. I know that I'm going to enjoy the time that I will have with this deck. And this is a great reader for others as well, especially for queer people. Queer people seem to gravitate a lot to this imagery. So I really like it for that reason as well. We have canines in the 10 of Pentacles. That's always a plus. So yes, so that would be for the tarots that I will be using starting Samhain. Tarot and also Oracle. As I will be using an Oracle deck. Okay, so the next prompt is four books. So, and I realized that I did 8 instead of 4, but it's 4 books. And the books that I want to show you guys are the books that I intend to read by the end of the year. So I want to read the Manningtree Witches by A.K. Blakemore. Most of these books that I'm going to show you are they're supposed to be spooky, but since the fall season and the winter season are times of a little bit of darkness for me, I really enjoy taking a dive into more spooky reads. I don't really get scared reading horror, but this is really not horror. It's just a book about witches, and I want to read it. I don't know much about it other than it's a book about witches in the 15th century, and I know that there is something about a rabbit and also travel for some witches. with, I believe, the Inquisition. So this is going to be very interesting. I really, really, really want to read this book. And the next one is The Death of Jane Lawrence by, oh goodness, Caitlyn Starling. Should have memorized this at least. But this is a gothic ghost book, and I really, really like gothic literature. So let's see how this one does. Again, I don't know much about this book other than it's a gothic book with ghosts in it. I know that the main character is sort of an independent woman back in, I believe, Regency period England. And she's actually looking for somebody to marry that would allow her independence. And I think she does find someone, but then ghosts happen when she moves into the new house. So that's always very interesting. I really, really enjoy that. And then we have The Five Wounds by Kirstin Valdez Quade or Quade. I'm not very sure, but if she's Latina, I think this would be pronounced Quade. But then again, I'm not very certain. This is actually a generational family book. We follow 5 generations of the same family, and I'm not really sure. There is something very scary that happens in the book. I'm not really sure what it is. I'm going blind to it, but I really, really want to know. I mean, it's called The Five Wounds, so I'm hoping that it's as gripping as the title is. So I'll keep you posted, guys. And then I am actually going to reread Zone 1 by Colson Whitehead. This is a zombie book. It's fascinating because this book was written before COVID happened. And this book is about a pandemic. And this book is about isolation. And let's see how I feel about reading this book 3 years later from the pandemic. I really, really want to know what my feelings are towards it. I already know what happens, and I already know the whole plot of the book. But I just want to revisit it to see how it feels to read something like this after the pandemic. So we'll see. So those are the 4 books. And so for number 3, it's 3 card spreads. So I just wanted to let you guys know that for the 3 card spreads, I wanted to redirect you to Tarot Shrink's channel. Right now, she has available a sort of, it's not a seminar, but it's an aid for trying to learn who you are at this moment. So it's very psychological. It's very profound work, and I'll link the course below. But she has released four videos on her channel, and I also obviously link her channel down in the description below. But I think that if you guys are interested in spreads, especially 3 very different spreads with very different journal entries about who you are and who you want to become and how that helps you right now and how that will help you later, I think that you guys should do these tarot spreads. I'm gonna have some images of the tarot spreads over here so you guys can see it, but it is very good work. I have to admit that I did it over a time in the morning. I did it in the morning, but I did it during the 1st or 2nd week of October, and I think that for me, that was the perfect time to do it because at that point in time, I was dealing with a lot of things that I'm not going to get into right now, but I really, really needed to distract myself and focus on something else. And trying to define myself at that moment was exactly the appropriate thing that I should be doing or that I wanted to do. And those spreads really helped me. So I believe there are exactly 3 spreads in the course, and it's actually for free, guys. So you don't really have to pay for it. The course comes with the 4 videos that Natalia did, and also with a small pamphlet or booklet where you will find the spreads. Again, I will have the image of those spreads over here. But I implore you to do it, because even though one may have a good sense of self at a specific moment, it's always just good to branch out and see what else you can learn about yourself. And I really enjoyed it. And I think that everybody should just watch Tarot Shrink, because she is amazing. She's fabulous, and I really like her. But yeah, so again, I will link that in the description down below so you guys can see it. And like I said, it's very rewarding work. If you want to do the work, it is very rewarding. Totally recommend. Now, for number 2, it says tarot habits or tarot paraphernalia. Actually, 2 tarot habits that I have and that I always tell people that they should do, and actually I'm creating a series about it right now, is for daily draws. Daily draws help a lot, guys, for intuition and for getting to know tarot. Especially if you have a new tarot, daily draws is great to get to know the tarot. In my opinion, it's a good way for you to get to know a tarot. And not only daily draws, but also, as my habit number 2, is journaling. Taking a card out as a daily draw and contemplating it, it's a great habit. But if you want to take your reading to a next level, or not to a next level, I don't want to sound snobby, but to a more profound and more correct way for you as a tarot reader on how to read tarot for yourself and for others, journaling can really get you there. It's very powerful. Journaling with a card in at the time of the day that you need. I do it in the morning, because that's the time that I have to do tarot for me, and I do wake up really early. But through daily draws and journaling as a habit, I have come to know that there are cards that there are cards that should be read in different ways when you're doing different sort of readings for people, and when you're doing daily draws. There is a stark difference, and you're able to perceive that difference when you do daily draws and journaling. When you do daily draws and journaling, you're also able to look at patterns and see how often you get a card, or how often you get the same suit, or how often you get the same major in your day-to-day, and how that relates to you, and how you're able to learn from it and go throughout your day after your journal. So definitely recommend daily draws and journaling for the 2 tarot habits. I will link down my first video for the for daily draws, how to establish a habit. I am still working on it, so hopefully when this video is released, I'll have that video also ready for you guys. And number 1 is a card I intend to embody. So I chose, here we go. Here, I'm going to show you guys. I chose for the card that I want to embody, starting Samhain, actually starting right now, but more in, there we go, guys. Starting with the Festival of Samhain would be the Queen of Cups. Especially these 2 Queens of Cups, I really like that. This is, they're very different depictions of the Queen of Cups, but I believe that they have the same sort of energy, especially the energy that I want to embody right now, and that would be of a person who is in not only able to manage their own emotions and their behavior in a way that flows, but also that is able to express themselves and those emotions in a healthy way. That is why I want to embody the Queen of Cups as my card to embody for now. I'm not really sure if it will change or not, but that is what I'm looking for right now. Sometimes I think that I'm better at emotional intelligence than I really am, and definitely the Queen of Cups reminds me that there's always a lesson there to be learned about that, because the fact that me as a person, or you as a person as well, we are able to manage our emotions doesn't mean that we're not able to express them, and especially express them in a healthy way. And I think that that's what the Queen of Cups represents, or one of the things that the Queen of Cups represents for me. I'm going to do my best to nurture my emotions, because I think that I've been struggling with that throughout the whole month of October, and I can see how that affects me and affects the people around me in negative ways, and I really don't like it. So I'm going to do my best to embody the Queen of Cups, especially the positive aspects of the Queen of Cups. And yeah, no, that's it. I think that's the tag for you guys today. I thought that this tag was going to take longer. I think I rushed too much because I thought it was going to be longer. But Kelly Bear did an amazing job with this tag, and I've watched so many videos. I mean, everybody has done it, and it's always entertaining to watch them. And also I know that Kelly Bear did. She redid the tag on Halloween. I'll also link that video down below so that you guys can watch it, because I thought it was hilarious, and I really like watching Kelly Bear's videos. Are really, really fun, and I just like her tangents and her bunny trails. She always goes on a bunny trail for something, and I really enjoy that. But yeah, hopefully you made it through to the end, guys. I really, really, really want to thank you if you have. Let me know in the comments below if you like the tarots that I showed you, if you would also like to read the books that I showed you on the video as well. And let me know if you would like to try Natalia's course about who you are and how to take that knowledge for yourself and outside of your work. So I again, thank you so much. I really appreciate that you guys are watching my videos. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, YouTube.